When I used to pass by Main and Hastings, I used to see these people. There was something inside me that told me these people were not well. Somewhere along the lines, there was a need for a clinic that provided people treatment services for people who were using opioids. And I was asked if I would open a clinic. And trust me, I didn't know what addiction was. I didn't know what heroin was. I didn't even know what methadone was at that time. So we opened a clinic. I had no idea what I was getting into at that time. And I still have this very, very clear memory of the first person that walked into the clinic. This person was quite well dressed. He was a Baba. He had a job. He needed to be on a program to support himself so he can show up to work. So from there, that's where my journey began. And each day I would meet different people. You know, there were people who were from the street. There were people who were regular people. And what all these people needed was a safe place to go, to get on a program where they were not being judged for their addiction or behavior. Most of them had this one element which was common. They all were holding on to so much emotion, so much pain, that the only reason they were doing this is because they didn't want to feel. They didn't want to feel whatever that experience was that brought them to this journey of using. So some people may come on the program for a short term, whether it's methadone or Suboxone. Some people need to be on the program because of harm reduction. These are the people, they don't have any other resources. And they stay on the program because if they don't stay on the program, there's a good chance they will die, just like all the overdose deaths we're seeing. There's people who actually have a meaningful life outside of the addiction once they resolve, all their grief.
I started with, mental health issues when I was in my early 20s, and that led to my drug addiction, which led me into prostitution. I was down at Main and Hastings. I was using in the back alleys behind Main and Hastings. It's dirty, it smells, there's people everywhere using drugs. There's drug deals going on everywhere around you. It's quite the sad and lonely place. I was working on the street when Robert Pickton was choosing women to kill, and for harm reduction, it was a decision to go on to the methadone program. So to have me, stop using heroin. There was a decision that with my care team that I had at the time to go on the methadone program, and that really started my journey towards healing and to where I am today. I'm living a regular life. My life doesn't revolve around using anymore, because when I was using, I thought that was going to be it. I thought I was going to die using. I thought there was no way I would ever be able to quit using drugs. I thought that was going to be my reality then and my reality forever. So I never thought that I'd be at the place where I am today. Starting on methadone and going to the methadone clinic has played a huge role for me. It's basically been a success story for me that it can really work for you. It's helped me abstain against using drugs. I've had wonderful support there through my counselor, through my doctor, through tailored support and help, and I've formed wonderful relationships with them too.
The hardest part was, even now, it has been that stigma of trying to get help to the people. It's been that constant journey of fighting this, standing firm in believing that you need to be in the community to help these people. I could have given this up the first week we opened the clinic. In the beginning years, I carried some shame around working in this field because shame is associated with addiction. I actually took on some of the shame from the patients. So I didn't tell people for the longest time what I was doing. And today I look at myself and I said, wow, how did I survive that? The survival is about what we see in the patients that show up, that their life has transformed and they are doing well. And that gives me hope to continue to do the work. That gives me that strength that I need to show up. If they can show up and change, I need to show up twice as much to be there for them. there's no way of knowing if they're going to make it or not, because it is that individual's desire to want to be free of that pain. And whether you are on downtown east side, have nothing, or you could be somebody who's so well-to-do and have everything. When we remove the addiction, we are all sitting with what had happened to us. And that story keeps repeating in the mind in a vicious cycle. And until you can change that story, it doesn't matter. So it is a process, and that's why I show up each day to talk about this and work in this field, because the joy it gives me to see people's life transform is just amazing. And in this field, if you don't believe that, in hope, if you don't believe in that people can change and transform, you won't survive. I don't go in with any expectation. I don't. Because at the end of the day, we are all human beings, and we are here to support each other on our journey. Just like they have supported me to learn and understand this field, we are here to support them so that they can have a life outside of the pain, because we all should be able to experience some joy in this life.